Proton E-Mars 7 intelligence that electrifies. Real. Jamghar jahan real party pack yahan.
Proud to be associated with Kantipur News.
A black box has been recovered from the site of the Air India crash in Ahmedabad as investigations continue. Tensions are rising in the Middle East, with Israel launching retaliatory strikes following an earlier attack. In sports, South Africa defeats Australia by 5 wickets to secure historic victory in the World Test Championship finals. Back home, a lumpy skin disease has resurfaced in cattle after 2 years, worrying farmers across affected districts. On the policy front, Education Minister Raghuji Pant says the government is fully committed to passing the school education bill within 15 days. Good evening, I am Aprila Ghising Lama. These are the headlines of the hour. Government proposes allowing private schools to operate as both companies and trusts, commits to pass the education bill through Parliament by 29th of June. CPN Maoist Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal clarifies his compulsion to agree on the visit visa issue for the benefit of the country and its people. Won't struggle if agreement is not enforced. Tensions between Israel and Iran escalate dramatically. US President Donald Trump warns of harsher Israeli attacks if no nuclear deal is reached. And Madhesh clinches TB Shah Under-16 National Cricket Tournament title. Ayan and Shantu leads 7 wickets win over Bagmati. Welcome back. The government has proposed allowing private schools to be established and operated either under educational trusts or as companies. The proposal aims to give private schools the flexibility to choose whichever structure is more convenient for their operation. In today's meeting of the Education, Health and Information Technology Committee under the House of Representatives, Minister Pant stated that progress cannot be made by excluding the private sector. He proposed allowing schools to operate either under a company or a trust structure. However, he also emphasized the need for strict regulation and said that schools opting for this trust model should be encouraged. Likewise, the government has proposed making early childhood development ECD education a 1-year program. This goes against a previous recommendation by a task force formed by the government itself, which had suggested a 2-year ECD program. Minister Pant explained that the government cannot bear the financial burden of a 2-year program, which would increase annual expenses by nearly 28 billion Nepali rupees. In the same meeting, Minister Pant also proposed that the Secondary Education Examination, SEE, be conducted by the provincial governments. Earlier, lawmakers had demanded the government's position on the unresolved issues of private schools and ECD, which were pending with a subcommittee. Due to the government's unclear stance, the bill had not been able to move forward. Rashtriya Swatantra Party lawmaker and former Education Minister Sumana Shrestha stated during the meeting that private schools should be made non-profit and shifted to a trust model within a fixed time frame. Committee Chairperson Amar Bahadur Thapa granted lawmakers 2 days to study the proposals presented by the Education Minister. After that, continuous discussions will be held to move the school education bill forward. As per the agreement with the Teachers Federation, the government has committed to passing the bill through Parliament by 29th of June. Now, moving on, Chairperson of CPN Maoist Centre, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, stated that he was compelled to agree on the visit visa issue for the benefit of the country and its people. Speaking to journalists at Biratnagar this morning, Dahal expressed his helplessness, saying that the agreement was necessary due to matters such as the urgent need for Parliament to pass the Civil Service Bill and the Education Bill. He also warned that the current agreement is not on credit, and if it turns out to be so, he would again struggle against the government after a month.
देश र जनताको बृहत्तर हितको निम्ति कहिले अघि बढ्ने कहिले पछि हट्ने कहिले सहमति गर्ने कहिले चाहिँ विद्रोह गर्ने यो सबै चलिरहेको छ तपाईहरु त्यो हामीले छानबिन र तपाईको चाहिँ 1 महिना भित्र समिति बनाएर जाने सहमति भएपछि अहिले हामीले एकातिर संघीय निजामती ऐन छिटो भन्दा छिटो पारित गर्नु छ शिक्षा सम्बन्धी तपाईहरुलाई थाहा छ लाखौं शिक्षकहरुको ऐनलाई अन्तिम रूप दिनुपर्ने छ टीआरसी सँग सम्बन्धित कयौं विषय अगाडि बढाउनु पर्ने छ त्यो सबैलाई हेरेर के चाहिँ तपाईहरु चाहनुहुन्थ्यो कि यो समातेर लको लय गरेर सदन अवरुद्धै गर्दिएपछि देशको हित हुन्थ्यो?
The House clarified that the narrative portraying him, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba as one and the same has been created by autocratic, royalist and anarchic forces. He emphasized that everyone has their own distinct ideas, principles and political lines. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Yesterday's question: what do you think of Rashtriya Swatantra Party and Rashtriya Prajatantra Party remaining firm in their stances, even as CPI Maoist Centre agreed to allow Parliament session to resume? Your options are A, appropriate; B, smaller parties are being dominated; C, a different game between big parties; or D, prefer not to comment. Visit www.kantipurtv.com or www.ekantipur.com to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. Since Donald Trump assumed office for the second time, the United States has intensified the deportation of undocumented immigrants. Among them are Nepali nationals, either those who entered the U.S. illegally through human smuggling networks or those accused of violating U.S. laws. However, no investigation has been conducted in Nepal against those who were deported. Authorities say the lack of cooperation from victims has hindered the progress of investigations.
On 8th of June, the U.S. deported 37 Nepali nationals via a chartered flight and dropped them off in Kathmandu. Among them, one person had gone to the U.S. through the Diversity Visa DV program. The others had entered through illegal routes. Only one had a passport. The rest were returned using travel documents, indicating they likely traveled via human smuggling networks. The U.S. Embassy in Nepal has been sharing the list of deportees with the Human Trafficking Investigation Bureau. But despite having paid smugglers hundreds of thousands of rupees to reach the U.S., most deportees have not filed any complaints with the police. The police interpret this as a lack of cooperation, which has made it difficult to launch formal investigations.
Travel history, mode of travel, duration of travel, travel expenses, official Nepal सरकारले जारी गरेको राहदानी थियो थिएन भन्ने हेर्छौं राहदानी थिएन भनेदेखि उहाँहरु कसरी चाहिँ एन्ट्री हुनुभयो त्यो स्ट्याटस हेर्छौं राहदानी थियो भने प्रवेशाङ्गीय थियो थिएन भन्ने चीजहरु हेर्छौं यसरी हेर्ने गरेका छौं र मुख्यतया चाहिँ उहाँहरुलाई डिपोर्टेसन गर्नुपर्ने कारण के थियो भन्ने चीज चाहिँ हेर्छौं अहिले सम्मको हाम्रो रेकर्डेड एक्सपीरियन्स यसअगाडि पनि डिपोर्टीहरु आउनु भएको छ उहाँहरुले खासै गरी चाहिँ सगाएको स्थिति छैन यसमा हाम्रो चाहिँ दृष्टिकोण भनेको जहिले पनि चाहिँ उहाँहरु मानव तस्करीको पीडित पो हुनुभयो कि भन्ने रहन्छ तर उहाँहरुले चाहिँ यस सम्बन्धी खुलेर कुनै जाहेरी दिएको अथवा अनुसन्धानलाई सघाउनलाई चाहिँ कुनै क्लुजहरु दिएको चाहिँ अवस्था छैन.
This is, however, not the first time Nepali nationals have been deported on charges related to illegal activities. According to the Bureau, in the past 7 years, 390 Nepali nationals have been deported from the U.S. Since Trump took office again on January 20, 163 have already been deported. Previously, the annual deportation numbers ranged from 7 to 83. Human trafficker Hasto Bahadur Gautam, a key figure in sending people illegally from Nepal to the US, was arrested 2 years ago and remains in custody. Many individuals, having paid up to 10 million rupees, endured difficult journeys through more than 10 countries over nearly a year, often starting out with just a visit visa from Nepal. At present, Nepali nationals are at risk not just in the US, but also in countries like Myanmar, Laos, and several Gulf countries.
फौजदारी मुद्दा भएपछि त्यसको बिहाफमा स्टेटले लडिदिनुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ जो एभिडेन्स कलेक्सन लगायत प्रोसिक्युसनको कुराहरू गर्दिने भन्ने हो जबसम्म पीडित भनिएको व्यक्ति आफै प्रहरी कार्यालयमा उपस्थित भएर अनुसन्धान प्रक्रियालाई अगाडि बढाउनलाई मद्दत पुगेन भनेदेखि त अब स्टेटले अर्को दृष्टिकोणबाट पनि हेर्नुपर्ने आवश्यकता हुन सक्छ.
There is no exact data on how many Nepali nationals remain stranded along the way while trying to reach the US. If those recently deported cooperate with police investigations, the authorities may be able to dismantle these smuggling networks. With Binod Kojo on camera, a report by Ramesh Thamala for Kantipur News.
Sports News.
Madhya Province has won the title of the TV Shah Memorial Cup Under-16 National Cricket Tournament, defeating Bagmati Province by 7 wickets. The match was held at Kalun Chowk ground in Surkhet, where Madhya won the toss and chose to field first. Bagmati was bowled out for just 112 runs in 33 overs. Except for Suryanshu Koirala, Prasiddha Jaisi, Ashish Gupta and Rohit Thakur, no other batter could reach double figures. Joy Thapa scored 6, Shiv Shakti Mahato 2 and Abhi Thapalia 4. Rajesh Bohra was dismissed for 1 run while Sushil Saud and Asik Adhikari failed to score. Bagmati benefited from 21 extras. Rohan Yadav took 3 wickets while Rajiv Kumar Sada and Salman Ali Mansoori claimed 2 wickets each. In reply, Madhesh chased down the target in just 13.4 overs, losing only 3 wickets. Sushant Singh scored 12. Parimarjan Yadav 4 and Mahi Yadav was also out for 4. However, Ayan Mukhia and Santu Mandal guided Madhesh to victory. Ayan remained unbeaten on 29 and Santu on 43. Prasiddha Jaisi took 2 wickets, while Kamal Shai took 1 for Bagmati. Now, Maria Cabanas, a 38-year-old Spanish para-surfing athlete, is gearing up with great enthusiasm for the 2025 Spanish Para-Surfing Championship in Gran Canaria. After a difficult and frustrating journey adapting to water prosthetics, Mireia continues to train hard to improve her balance and technique on the board. Despite the hardships, Mireia found a lifelong passion in surfing. Mireia trains intensely with the women's para-surfing team, preparing not only for the European Championship, but also dreaming of competing at Brisbane 2032. She is now focused on the upcoming 2025 Spanish Para-Surfing Championship that run from June 13 to 15. She aims to compete with full dedication using her water prosthetics throughout the event. She is committed to continuous improvement and is determined to present Spain with pride, hoping to inspire others to embrace para-surfing and overcome their own challenges. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.